Hi everyone, I wanted to show you what I did next after the original prep for the autumn doll that I'm making. As you can see, the head's on the table with the horns on and it's all dry. I decided to make the costume next, and I managed to find these leaves in the craft shop which were all autumn colours, which I thought would be ideal. So I made a dress for the doll using these leaves, and I basically just glued them to the body to form a dress. I'm not much of a seamstress, so I tend to create the costumes by gluing fabrics or whatever to the doll to create the outfit. So I used leaves for this one, and as you can see, I'm just going around just making sure they're well glued down, and that's like the skirt part I made. And then I used a couple of leaves to make the top part of the dress for the doll, and it's just a case of folding and gluing and pressing into place. I just had to fold the leaves so it sort of fit the contours of the doll's body a bit better. Then I decided to add the red leaf because I thought it was too yellow at the top. I wanted it to have a mixture of red and yellow for the whole outfit. So that's what I did first of all, is just made sure I'd got the outfit on the doll. Then I started working on the face up. So what I was doing here is painting the horns with white acrylic paint and then going over the damp acrylic paint with a gold coloured eyeshadow to create the gold horns effect. The horns kept falling off at this point. I used some stronger glue in the end. But what I'm doing here is just using a bit of wire and having a go at wiring the horns into place, just to see if I could get them to stay on a little bit better. I had trouble doing this because I couldn't access the head properly, so I had to go, but in the end I glued them back on. So yeah, I tried using the wires in a couple of different ways. In the end I just glued them with some stronger glue. Then I started on the repaint, and the colour scheme for this, because it's autumn, is all like golds and reds and yellows. So I stuck with that theme for the face up, and here I'm just painting the eyes white. I like to paint the white of the eyes first, and then I worry about like the pupil and everything later on. This just gives me the eye shape to work with for when I do the shading and stuff, so I know the shape of the eyes that I'm doing and everything. And it takes a couple because I use the acrylic paint watered down a little bit. It takes a couple of coats to get a nice solid colour to the eyes. And you'll see later on I completely changed my mind about this, but I started off just painting the eyes, and I wanted to go with blue because I thought it would stand out really well against the sort of golden and red background of the face colour. And I've just carried on working with that, just making the blue darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. And then just adding the pupil and stuff. Then what I did was completely change my mind. So I took off the paint and tried something else. I decided to black out the eyes and see what would happen. And at this point I took the back of the head off of the doll so I could access the inside properly. Completely changed my mind again and decided to do inset eyes and cover the whole thing in, it's like this gold and copper leaf stuff from the craft shop. It's not like real gold and copper leaf, but it's like a really thin metallic foil, and I tried a bit of that in places, decided I really liked it and covered the entire thing in it. And part of me is like, does this look a bit more like summer now? But with the dress and everything, I just thought, yeah, I'll still be autumn, it doesn't matter. So what I did is I put some little eyes in that I made, and I hot glued them in position. And the reason I took the back of the head off was so I could fill it with hot glue to hold those eyes in. And I made the eyes out of blobs of hot glue in a little clay mould. And then what I did was covered the whole head in the hair, and that's it. That's my autumn doll. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.